All right, welcome to this free live training. My name is Katherine McIntosh, and I've been an energy intuitive, a body worker, and teaching classes all around the world for over 20 years. But this is about you and the body awakening. So this is a free live training to give you the strategies you need to shift your mindset, change your body, and finally set you free in every area of your life. If you're here, chances are you've tried everything to change your body, from diets to exercises to pills to starving yourself to therapy to coaching to hypnotherapy to energy work, acupuncture, colonics, and so much more. And unfortunately, no matter what you do, the internal struggle of feeling like you're not enough still tugs at you. You want a body you don't think you can ever have, and that keeps you stressed, depressed, ashamed, lethargic, frustrated, and in constant turmoil with yourself and your body. It's kind of like nothing you do seems to work long-term, and yet you keep trying, searching, and hoping. I understand and know how you feel. I've spent over 20 years and over $500,000 wasting my time, my energy, and my life trying to change a body I honestly didn't need to change. And I've discovered some secrets that I'm going to share with you. So changing your diet will never create the success you truly desire. What's keeping you from having the body you desire, it isn't about food. And I know that might be really hard to hear. It also isn't about your weight, which might be, at this point, you might be like, right? I get it. I've been there. And it also isn't about exercise. It's about the psychological mindset shifts that you need to make so your body can begin to regulate itself. So I want you to grab a pen and paper. This is going to be a pretty quick training because I want to give you instant tools so that you can start to unlock the psychological component that may be keeping you from actually losing weight. So you're going to answer the following questions. These will help you become aware of the shifts you can start making right now, today. So I want you to take a moment and give yourself permission to let go of the old stories. So I want you to let go of why you think you haven't been able to lose weight. I want you to let go of the trauma of your childhood. I want you to let go of the stories like your mother putting you on diet pills at 9. I want you to let go of always feeling like, the fat kid in the corner or someone who always is trying to wear all black to hide their body. I want you to let go of every identity that you've created for yourself so that you can answer these questions with truth and honesty right now. And the biggest thing when you're answering these questions is you're going to ask your body, you're not going to ask your head. Okay? So I want you to let go of everything you think is a problem and dig deep. And I want you to get really honest with yourself. And the way to quiet yourself is just to put a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly, close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath in. Say hi to your body. Your body has always wanted to be there for you. It's always wanted to contribute to you. It's always wanted to make your life better. And so if you can sit quietly enough to listen for the answer, you will begin to unlock so that you can actually have the body you've always wanted. So you can have the life you've always wanted. So you can finally feel free. So the first question to ask is, what exactly about your body do you want to change? Right? What exactly about your body do you want to change? And just write a few little notes. What exactly about your body do you want to change? And then number 2 is probably the most important question to answer. Why do you want to change? Okay, so second question, and the most important, why do you want to change? And this is really interesting because most people, when they say why, they're like, well, because I don't like that part of my body, or because it's always given me issues. But I want you to look even deeper. Why? What has been standing in the way? How do you feel about yourself when you look at that body part? What are the feelings, emotions, sensations, regrets, guilts that come up when you look at the body part or body parts that you want to change? Why do you want to change them? Right? And this one is really important because if you look at a relationship and your spouse or your partner or significant other says, I want you to change this. And you say, why? And they're like, well, because I don't like it. And you're like, well, tough. Your body responds in the same way. And this answering honestly, why do you want to change, is going to give you some information about where you've been functioning from and probably what has been keeping you stuck. And then third question is, why do you think you haven't been able to create the change? Now answer honestly. Why do you think you haven't been able to create that change? And this one is also really important to look at the answers. Why do you think you haven't been able to create that change? And usually it's best to write first answer, best answer, whatever comes out. Don't overthink it. Stay connected. And that why do you think you haven't been able to change, is the reason that you haven't been able to change. Not the why that you're giving, but because you have the why. So if you say, well, I haven't been able to change it because my mother put me on diet pills at 9, and ever since 9, I felt fat and ugly. Okay. That story right there is the reason you've never been able to make the shift, right? Every 24 hours, 864 million cells in your body come into your body, new cells, and 864 million old cells leave your body. And so if you keep telling the story over and over and over in your head of why you haven't been able to change, your body keeps reaffirming that that's your story and that's why you can't lose weight. So every time you tell yourself the story of why you can't lose weight, it creates the energy that you can't lose weight. Kind of crazy, right? So the reasons why you haven't been able to change, it's not because you don't have willpower or you're big boned. It's not because you're weak or because you haven't tried hard enough. It's not because you have a slow metabolism. The truth is you've probably tried so hard, it has come close to destroying you. The reason you haven't been able to release the weight and keep it off for good is not your fault. It's not your fault, right? The body awakening mindset shift isn't about what you're doing. So it's not about the diets, it's not about the food, it's not about the exercises, not about the teas. It's about how you feel about yourself when you're doing what you're doing. So when you keep repeating the third question, right, you're basically saying to your body that you don't feel like you're good enough. And every time you go to eat a salad or eat a soup or go on a diet and you have underneath that surface, I'm not good enough. I was always fat. My mother, whatever your story is, that's the how. So how you feel about yourself when you're eating, when you're exercising, when you're on a date, when you're out of public, that's the reason you haven't been able to lose weight. And so a lot of people go, well, how, Katherine? That's why you're here. Okay. So keep pen and paper, stay tuned. So the body, right? Body awakening mindset shift is literally a life-changing thing, but you have to learn to listen to everything and get really curious. This isn't about giving you, well, eat this and don't eat this and go to bed at this time and take these, pills. It's not that like that. It's a psychological mindset shift that when you get it and when it sinks in your system, it will literally change your life. I've worked with thousands of people all around the world, from Dubai to New York to London to Paris to Aspen to Dublin, and everywhere and anywhere else in the world. I've had clients from all walks of life, and those that use this process literally see life changes. They go from, dropping 6 dress sizes to creating a business that they love, to traveling around the world, to dropping weight, to improving their digestion, to improving their skin tone, to having more energy, to feeling more hopeful, because all of a sudden they see that what they've been doing never worked because it didn't address how they felt about themselves. So it didn't address question number 2 and question number 3. So please answer those as much as you possibly can, because this will give you a window into how to make that shift. Okay, so but before we address the strategies, we have to address the unconscious fears that are sabotaging your success. Fears like, right? You're afraid of losing your identity. Who would you be if you didn't have a problem with your body? Think about it for a second. Who would you be if you didn't have a problem with your body? Would you be happy? Would you be successful, right? Would you be talented? You'd probably be something very different. And so when we are about to lose the weight that we've been hanging on to for most of our lives for lots of different reasons, all of a sudden we hit this roadblock, this unconscious mindset shift roadblock that is, oh my gosh, and we don't even know we're doing it, but we're about to lose the identity of having a problem with our body. We're about to lose the identity of needing to find a diet after diet after diet. We're about to lose the identity that we don't like our bodies, okay? Second fear, right, is fear of disappointing yourself. What if you give up? What if what you try doesn't work? What if it feels hard? What if you can't do it? What if, right? Also have fears of failing, right? What if it doesn't work? What if you can't do it? What if you discover you're not enough? My question to you is, what if you discover you are enough? What if you discover that there's no problem to solve and nothing to fix, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you and your body? It's just that you've had a lot of trauma, a lot of judgment, and a lot of wrongness trapped in your body, and you haven't been able to let that go. That's not your fault. The fact that you haven't been able to lose the weight and keep it off for good is not your fault, okay? There's other fears of, right, hidden traumas resurfacing. What if you happen to be successful and lose the weight, and all of the sudden, all of your traumas and insecurities that you've spent most of your life trying to bury, what if they resurface? You're afraid that perhaps once you lose the weight, you might find that you don't like who you are underneath the surface, right? You also might find that you don't like who you are underneath what you're hiding with the extra weight, right? You're afraid that you'll fail again and again and again and again and again. You're afraid of letting go of the old story of having someone or something to blame. Who will you be if you lose weight, right? What if the traumas that allowed you to gain weight resurface? A lot of women who actually go through sexual trauma and end up gaining weight after the sexual trauma can lose weight temporarily, but they get scared and their nervous system goes into fight or flight when they lose the weight, because it brings up the feelings of getting attacked. And so they go, well, if I lose the weight, what if I get attacked again? And this is like, they've done studies where it is a high percentage of women who lose the weight and keep it off for a long time, eventually bring it back on from the sexual trauma that they never quite healed from. Right? Some of you might be afraid of letting go of the cycles you created for yourself, because even though you hate the cycles, you hate the ups and downs and the yo-yo dieting and the going on diets and losing weight and then gaining it back and having your clothes not fit and, feeling depressed, you're afraid, even though you hate those cycles, it's the only thing you know. And unfortunately, those cycles feel comfortable. You're afraid that what will happen if you don't have a problem with your body. Like, what if there was no problem to solve with your body? What if there was nothing wrong, nothing to fix, no problem to solve? What if? Most people would not know what to do with themselves if they weren't trying to fix a problem. And this is what we're going to address in the psychological mind shift, the body shift awakening, which is something that I have created. Okay. So what I've discovered is once you empty yourself of fixing a problem that doesn't need fixing, you'll have the energy, the time, and the freedom to do what you love, to go after your dreams, and to finally, once and for all, look at yourself in the mirror and love who you are and what you see. Can you imagine for just a second what it would feel like to wake up and love your body? What it would feel like to know exactly what clothes are going to make you feel alive? What would it feel like to not worry about your next meal, right? Or what would it feel like if you didn't have to go, oh, well, I can't eat this and I should eat this and maybe I shouldn't eat this? That is exhausting, and it wastes your precious time. It wastes your precious resources. It can ruin relationships. It can deplete your energy and your resources. It can make you go broke. It can ruin your marriages and so much more. And I've seen it all, right? So I want you just for a moment to imagine what it would be like to look yourself in the mirror and love what you see. And if you loved what you saw when you looked in the mirror and you had more confidence and you had more stamina and you had more vitality, you had more self-love, would you make different life choices? Would you show up differently in your relationships? Would you show up differently in your parenting? Would you show up differently in your business or your career or your job? Chances are you would probably say a big fat yes. So if that's true, just do it with me. Yes, Katherine. Oh my God, how are you in my head? I'm in your head because I've lived this life. And I also found a way to break free from 20 years of suffering and depression and near suicide attempts and wanting to just end my suffering. And I wanted to find a way that would help me out of it. And when I did, I went, well, if this worked for me, because I feel like I was the most screwed up person on the planet, perhaps it could work for the millions of women all over the world also suffering. The truth is, only 4% of women worldwide consider themselves beautiful. So that means 96% of women, all those beautiful women that you find attractive and sexy and gorgeous and vivacious and vibrant, they sometimes don't feel good enough. In fact, I spent 20 years thinking I was the fat and ugly girl, only to find out in my 40s that I never was. So I lost 20 years of my life and over $500,000 or more trying to fix something I didn't really need to fix. And when I decided to start sharing this with women all over the world, miracles started to occur. And almost every single one of them said to me, Katherine, I can't believe this worked. I can't believe this worked, right? So when you're constantly wrapped up in this vicious cycle, it keeps your nervous system dysregulated. When your nervous system is dysregulated, your cortisol levels spike, which keeps the weight on. right? When you feel unsafe in your body, guess what? Your body goes into fight or flight. So all of a sudden you're eating, but your body's in fight or flight, which means your digestion's shut down, your blood's slowed down, your metabolism slowed down, and you wonder why your body isn't able to lose weight because it's in survival mode, right? When you feel unsafe in your body, no matter how many diets you go on, when your body won't regulate its nervous system, when it's in fight or flight, right, means you're in survival mode, your body won't be able to process and digest the food. So I'm going to say something that might shock you, but losing weight is not the solution, right? It's not your fault that you haven't been able to achieve your ideal body. Really, it's not your fault. So when you realize, imagine realizing right now, if I say to you, it's not your fault, right? When you begin to realize you're not the problem, it's like, oh my God, I'm not the problem. I've been thinking I'm the problem the whole time. I've been thinking my body's the problem the whole time. When you realize you're not the problem, you can begin to heal. Right? You can give your nervous system a chance to regulate, develop a healthy relationship with your body, heal the wounds that kept the weight on, and truly begin to live the life of your dreams and love your body. And I've seen this work for thousands of women all over the world in miraculous ways. Why? It doesn't work the old school way. And we already know that. And even though we already know that, we still go searching for the next fad diet. Stop searching for the next fad diet and start going within. So if you're anything like me, you might be thinking, but Katherine, how is this different? I've tried everything, right? You might have given up, but you are still spending time and energy and money searching for a solution, even though nothing has worked. You fear that you will never get there, and you worry that nothing you do will ever work, but you keep trying anyway. And it's exhausting. And I get it. I did it for 20 years. So the truth is, most of us will fluctuate our weight. And we can't use a few pounds as the conflict that keeps us from our dreams and truly having the happiness you truly deserve. Your happiness is a huge clue into the success you've always wanted. So this mindset shift, it's about eliminating rejection, eliminating judgment, eliminating conflict, eliminating shame, eliminating fear, eliminating insecurities, and so much more. And when a lot of people hear this, they say, oh my God, that means I'm gonna have to work hard. Actually, it's gonna be the easiest journey you've ever been on. And it'll also be the most rewarding, because instead of looking for external sources, you're gonna go within. And guess what? A lot of people say, but is it traumatic? Is it hard? What if I can't? It's actually so easy, because we've been sold a lie. The diet industry wants you to spend a lot of money, wants you to think that something's wrong with you. So the mindset shift awakening begins with you thinking and knowing, not just thinking, knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. Okay? You'll never hear an elephant hide behind a tree and complain about the size of its ass eating grass. An elephant eats grass all day long, which is a clue that it's not about the food you're eating. Okay? You haven't been able to change because without knowing it, you're avoiding loss, you're avoiding disappointing yourself, and you're avoiding everything you can to succeed, right? So as it relates to you loving the skin you're in, this is a question for you. What is the biggest fear you have? As it relates to you loving the skin you're in, so I want you to imagine for a second having the body you've always wanted. Wearing a bikini on the beach, loving your body, not feeling insecure, being able to eat whatever you want, enjoying you, being present with your family, not checking out at picnics or family outings, not overindulging in alcohol, right? If you had the body that you loved and you loved the skin you were in, what's the biggest fear you have? This is also a clue into your mindset shift awakening. So are some of the fears that you have that you'll never achieve the success you've always wanted? You'll be a failure? Is your biggest fear of failing or feeling like you're not good enough? Is your biggest fear that you'll start creating the body you've always desired and you'll still feel like something inside of you is missing? I know so many women who have lost the weight and still feel like something is wrong, and then they end up gaining it back. And I can relate. I know that one well. I've lost and gained over 2,500 pounds. That's a lot of weight. 2,500 pounds since I was 15 years old, right? So if you can relate to going up and down, continuing that crazy yo-yo cycle, and you're still looking for diets, then you definitely want to listen to this and pay attention. In order to lose the weight and truly transform your body for good and finally set yourself free, you have to be willing to lose your old identity. When you release your old identity, it can feel scary. It's an unknown. We're afraid of loss, right? And change equals loss. But what we stop looking at that would truly create change is we forget to look at everything we'll gain by letting go of the old. What if you could gain a new body? What if you could gain a new wardrobe? What if you could gain more intimacy with your husband? What if you could gain more confidence and finally take that risk and leap of faith you've always wanted? What if you could gain that ability to never give up and you finally start the business you've always wanted to start? What if you leave the toxic relationship, right? What is it that you would do if you had the body that you loved, right? So what if it doesn't have to be scary to lose your old identity? What if it can give you energy, release stress, heal your nervous system? And what if you could feel safe in a body you love? What if you could reclaim your power and finally feel empowered to go after your dreams, allow yourself to experience real intimacy in all your relationships, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable, and so much more? If you've been through this, it's not just about the time and money you've lost, right? Women go on an average of 8 diets a year, spend an average of $1,400 a year. That's $1,400 a year, right? On solutions that never work long-term. And what's worse is after trying 8, 16, 24 of these, and by the way, most women go on a diet for an average of 30 years of their life. So that's an average of wasting over $44,000 on solutions that don't work, right? So it's not just about the time and money you lost. It's about the loss you feel inside that you haven't been able to change, and you haven't been able to truly create the life you've always wanted. What if it's not about your diet and exercise? Are you starting to get that? Oh yeah, I'm listening. You're making sense, Katherine, right? What if it's your relationship with your body that would truly change everything? What if it's not your fault? So unconsciously, you might not realize that you're afraid to try and succeed. So you continue to repeat the vicious cycle that makes you think that you're not good enough, that you're not lovable, and that you're not worthy, right? Those 3 things, you're not good enough, you're not lovable, and you're not worthy, right, are 3 core wounds that keep you from succeeding. So I'm going to introduce you to the Body Complex Awakening, a strategy for loving the skin you're in, transforming your body, having more energy, and truly stepping into the life you've always wanted but didn't know you could have. You will finally have space to do the things you love and spend time with the people you love. It can improve your digestion, deepen intimacy in all your relationships, improve your parenting, and increase abundance in all areas of your life. People have lost weight, changed their relationship to food, dropped several dress sizes, stopped rejecting themselves. A lot of people have gone off of their medications, whether it's anxiety medication, depression medication. I've watched people go off their insulin for diabetes. So many miracles have happened, right? And there's been so many more. So we're going to dive into the strategies, and I want you to grab a pen and a paper. So strategy number 1, and this might sound really simple, but if you do this, it will begin to change your molecules, change your body, change the way you see yourself, change the way you act and feel, and eventually change your life. Okay? So the first one is know what you want. When it comes to your body, what results are you looking to achieve? So I want you to be specific, right? But here's the secret. It'll never happen if you are judging you for not getting the results. So know what you want. What do you want? Do you want a life of freedom? Do you want to travel around the world? Do you want to be able to love your body? Do you want to have confidence on stage? Do you want to, be able to wear a size, I don't know, be realistic, right? If you're like, be realistic. I would never, ever, ever be able to fit into a size 0. So I'll never try. So I'm not going to say, oh, I want to be a size 0. So I want you to be realistic. Okay. But what is it that you want when it comes to your body? What results are you looking to achieve? You want to eat the foods you love? Do you want to feel better in your clothes? Do you want to feel sexy? So you feel confident to have sex with your partner all the time, right? Write down and know what you want. It's super important. Super important. Okay, number 2. Know why you want what you want. And this is really important. Why do you want to lose those 10 pounds? Why do you want to be able to fit into a size 8? Why do you want to be able to fit into your jeans from college, right? Why? What will losing that weight give you? What will changing your shape give you? And be specific. Will it give you confidence? Will it give you peace of mind? Will it give you sanity? Why? Okay, and this is really important. And it's important to be really specific, right? Why? I remember years ago writing down what I wanted, and it was I wanted to have a fit, toned, athletic body. Now, when I said that, I wasn't judging, right? It was just like, okay, not wrong, but this is what I want. I want that fit, athletic, toned body. And it was why. I wanted to be able to wear a bikini and walk on the beach, not worry about my butt, not worry about the backs of my thighs. I wanted to feel totally free and uninhibited. I wanted to just feel confident. And a few years ago, I was on the beach in Mexico, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I made it. And I remember a friend of mine took a picture of me and then showed me the picture. And I was like, that's what I look like? I have my perfect body. And here's what's crazy is I didn't know it, right? Oftentimes we create things that are in a forward momentum situation and we don't even realize that we have because we're so used to the old identity of not being good enough, not fitting into your skinny jeans, not feeling sexy and confident. So know what you want, know why you want what you want, be specific. And then I want you to write down all the internal conflicts, the psychological conflicts you have that prevented you from getting the results you want. You can say, my mom used to beat me up, or she used to put me on diet pills when I was 9. I had a traumatic accident when I was, 13. Whatever your story is, I want you to write all the internal conflicts. It might be, I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel sexy. I always feel like I'm, undervalued. Whatever your internal conflict is, An internal conflict could be, well, I want to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, but I want to lose 20 pounds. That's an internal conflict. You can eat with this whatever you want, right? You might be also able to eat whenever you want, right? But there might be like a quantity shift, right? I saw a friend of mine was always eating like, triple venti grande caramel macchiato and a bagel with cream cheese. And then she would have a piece of cake, and then she would have fried ice cream, and she would have pizza all in a day. And she's like, I really want to lose weight. And I was like, yeah, you're in conflict. Your actions are not matching. So not only do you have to match what you want, but you also have to get rid of that internal conflict, of that voice that when you're eating ice cream says, oh, you shouldn't be eating that. You don't deserve that. This is going to make you gain weight. That's an internal conflict. And I want you to write down as many internal conflicts that you can identify. I'll never be good enough. It'll never work. Diets never work. Those are all internal conflicts. Okay? I want you to really write down, why do you think you haven't been able to achieve the body you want? Right? And then number 4 is this concept of actions. Actions will never resolve your problems until you address the following. So here it is. You ready for it? First, you want to address the internal and the external conflicts that keep you from achieving your dreams. If you feel like you're not good enough, you're never going to get there. If you feel like you'll always be, from your point of view, because from my point of view, I was fat and ugly. I know that's insane now, but I was like, oh, I'm fat and ugly. And so that was an internal conflict, right? External conflicts also can keep you from achieving your dream body. Number 2, right? The second one is develop a relationship with your body that allows you to connect with your body in a whole new way, right? So you got to let go of the judgments. You got to let go of the conflicts. You can't judge you and simultaneously be aware of what will work for your body, right? You can't be aware of what your body's trying to tell you. You can't hear those subtle versions of communication. So judgments that you have, right? The judgments that you have, whatever judgment you have, you will find solutions like a diet pill that match the judgment, right? And it is such an insane rabbit hole. So the first one, address the internal and external conflicts. The second, develop a relationship with your body that allows you to connect with your body in a whole new way. So you have to listen. Just like the most important relationship in your life, your beloved, you have to listen to them, right? Same thing with your body. You have to listen to it, right? Third is you're going to get curious on how you can calm your nervous system. How do you get out of that fight or flight? And there's lots of places in the body in which that fight or flight stays unless you know how to release them. And when you start sort of releasing these things in your nervous system, it will change your life. Okay? Number 4, once you know what would help regulate your nervous system, you start taking action. You do things to heal your nervous system, to feel safe, right? So there's things like somatic exercises, gratitude, connecting to your body. Instead of feeling ashamed, hopeless, and disempowered, you will feel energized, empowered, confident, and in control of how you feel in your body, right? What that means is that you will finally be able to transform your body. And what that really means is that you will achieve the body goals you've set for yourself. So you can feel proud of you, your body, your life, your choices, and so much more. This will release decades of shame, insecurity, and an overall rejection of you and your body, right? So instead of feeling ashamed, right? Instead of feeling depressed and making choices out of desperation, while you constantly try to search for an answer and spend your time, money, and resources on solutions that don't actually work for you. You will discover how to finally set you and your body free. You will feel confident, connected, and inspired in your body. What that means is that you will transform your body. You'll have a better relationship with food in your body. And what that really means is that you will free up 100% of your energy to focus on your business, to focus on your dreams, to focus on your family, and to focus on your goals and whatever else you want to spend your time and energy on. When this happens, you will unleash decades of trauma and shame, and finally let go of the fear and conflicts that keep you from achieving your ideal body. So my friends, if this resonates with you and you're like, whoa, I want to invite you to join me for a 5-day breakthrough body challenge that will literally change your life. If you are interested, and we will give you all of these amazing tools and resources. You've spent a lot of time with me. I'm not going to bore you. If you're interested, I want you to click the link below. It'll take you to the 5-day breakthrough body challenge that starts soon. So don't hesitate. Join us for the challenge. I can't wait to see you there. Thank you for taking the time. And if this video inspired you, encouraged you, resonated with you, I want you to just send us an email, Katherine at katherinemcintosh.com. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and keep trusting you, because guess what? It's not your fault. And if you're ready to truly do something different, have a mindset shift to totally change your body. I've watched people drop over 20 pounds. I've watched people, change 8 dress sizes. Like, I've watched freedom happen. It's called an awakening. And if this is for you, click the link, join us for the 5-day breakthrough body challenge. And I can't wait to see you on the inside.